What if your life didn't exist outside of the roles you played? In Millennium Actress, memory doesn't unfold like reality. It moves like cinema. Scenes shift, identities blur, and time collapses into a single, continuous motion. Directed by Satoshi Kon, Millennium Actress follows the life of former actress Fujiwara Chiyoko as she recounts her past. But as she tells her story, something strange happens. The boundary between her real life and the film she starred in begins to disappear. This becomes especially clear in the moment when Genya suddenly appears within Chiyoko's room, calling out, "My lady," further breaking apart the reality in front of us. The transition scene in this moment stands out because it reveals that what we are watching is not a stable memory, but a performance, one where Chiyoko's life is continuously acted out. As Genya enters the scene, the illusion fully collapses. He is no longer just an interviewer, but a participant within her past, moving through it as if it were a film set. One of the most striking features of the sequence is how effortlessly it moves between realities. The interview setting dissolves into a cinematic space without clear boundaries, making it impossible to separate memory from performance. Instead of using hard cuts, Kon relies on continuous motion. Characters move through the space as entire worlds shift around them. When Genya falls off the horse, calling out to Chiyoko, the scene emphasizes movement over stability, reinforcing the idea that her life is constantly in motion. This creates the sense that Chiyoko isn't simply remembering her past. She's reliving it through the language of cinema. Her identity becomes inseparable from the roles she has played, as even her most personal memories unfold like staged performances. What makes this moment even more striking is how the physical space of the scene reflects this collapse between memory and performance. What begins as a private interior setting, Chiyoko's room, quickly expands into something far less stable. Walls seem to disappear, backgrounds shift, and the space transforms into a series of film sets that no longer belong to a single place or time. This instability is not chaotic, but carefully controlled. Each transition follows through movement. Characters walk, turn, or run, and the world changes with them. When Genya calls out, "My lady," and falls towards Chiyoko, he is not just crossing space, but crossing layers of reality. The camera follows this motion, allowing the transformation to feel continuous rather than fragmented. At the same time, Chiyoko herself does not react to these shifts as disruptions. She continues forward as if everything unfolding around her is natural. This lack of reaction reinforces the idea that for her, there is no clear distinction between lived experience and performance. The roles she has played have become the structure through which she understands her own past. The presence of film elements within the scene, costumes, staging, and exaggerated settings further emphasizes this idea. Rather than presenting memory as something authentic or untouched, the film frames it as something mediated, shaped by cinematic language. Even the most personal moments are filtered through performance. This idea is reinforced through the repeated image of pursuit. Even within this scene, Chiyoko is in motion, moving forward as Genya falls behind, calling out to her. What's important is that this moment never resolves. The scene does not lead to a moment of arrival, but continues forward, blending into yet another setting. Adding to this is Genya's role as both participant and observer. As he reacts to the scene in real time, he mirrors the audience's own position, caught between watching and experiencing. Ultimately, this scene is not just a transition between past and present. It is a revelation. It shows that Chiyoko's life does not exist outside of performance, but is defined by it. She is never fully separate from the roles she plays. And like the scene itself, her story continues not through resolution, but through movement.